back to Gentry Pioneers podcast with James, Kyle, and Nicholas. St. Patrick's Day is right around the corner, folks, so you better wear that green.
So starting off the list, anti-vaccination ads on Facebook are targeting pregnant women while a measles outbreak spreads across the country.
Bye.
But a report by Daily Beast states that there are over 150 ad spots on Facebook that target women over the age of 25, since they are the ones most likely to have children at an age when vaccination decisions are made.
Okay.
But apparently to the CDC, there have been over 100 instances of measles since January, more than the entire year of 2016 when there were only 86. So nearly every child who has gotten ill were unvaccinated.
Oh, great.
But it's expected since they're not getting their vaccinations done.
Yeah, and I heard kids who are actually going to Reddit and find ways to get vaccinated.
Yeah.
Let this be a lesson for people anti-vax. This is what you get, folks.
It is said that the measles vaccine is safe for almost everyone and can prevent many debilitating illnesses and death. With everything that's going on right now, vaccination rates have plummeted in pockets of the Pacific Northwest.
And if it's from California, started from California, I wouldn't be surprised.
Yeah, but it's because they're spreading lies saying it's dangerous because it's all this and that could potentially hurt you. And I don't know what they're up to. Continuing on to our next topic, we have our U.S. Vice President who honored Jewish and Polish people who resisted the Nazis, as there was a commemoration for them just recently. Yeah, so there was U.S. Vice President Mike Pence. He paid homage to the suffering of the Jewish and Polish people under the German occupation during World War II. It says that he visited cities that were destroyed by Adolf Hitler's force and that showed gestures of friendship to two of America's closest allies, Israel and Poland.
Yeah.
So that in itself is a pretty positive thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. And not only him himself went there, the prime ministers of Israel and Poland were with him too. And they were Benjamin Netanyahu and
Mateusz Morawiecki.
That sounds closer than mine.
Yeah, I was 90%, but I still probably butchered it.
Yeah, but they were honoring the wartime Jewish insurgents who rose up against Nazi German forces in the Warsaw Ghetto Uprising of 1943. And what the Warsaw Ghetto Uprising of 1943 is a violent revolt that occurred from April 19 to May 16, 1943. But apparently it held more than 400,000 Jews. Well, Jews and Poles.
Alright. So there's I guess this was a good news topic.
Something good happened recently.
Oh, yeah. Speaking of which, something good did happen today, folks.
So a mother whose son was saved by blood donors encourages people to give blood. Brittany Heckenberg's son, he became ill with a rare blood disorder called autoimmune hemolytic anemia. And what that is, it is a blood disorder that destroys red blood cells more than it can reproduce them. So that's a really dangerous one too, because you really do need red blood cells in your system. And thankfully though, he became healthy thanks to 19 strangers that helped him get better because they donated their blood to him. That's a pretty happy scenario because he got better thanks to blood donors.
And
so
and you said that the mother is encouraging more people to donate.
Yeah, that's true. They're helping. They're not just telling you to donate blood. They also started a blood drive too in honor of their child.
Oh.
Yeah, so that is a pretty good thing.
Yeah,
and it's just they're just there to asking people for probably 10 to 20 minutes of their life just to give blood. But the next topic is gamer news. So apparently a Fallout 76 player accidentally discovered a vault that was still in development.
Yeah.
Yeah, and the Fallout player was mistaken. And he accidentally found himself inside a vault when he was playing a mission in the game. And then he realized that there was no way out of the vault, so he decided to venture into the vault a bit. He said that he tweeted that there was stuff in there that he hasn't seen before. And then,
so did he contact Bethesda support getting, my guy is stuck in this in development faulting. How do I get out of it? Because I somehow accidentally came across it, went into it. Now I can't get out. What do I do? 'Cause,
It's a buggy game, folks.
yeah,
That's why. But
I don't think Fallout was never meant to be multiplayer. I mean, the idea sounds good,
but the actuality of
but
it,
it's always been a single player game. Because
Yeah.
I think moving like Fallout 4 assets into a multiplayer setting could cause some problems. So, and in other news related to Fallout 76, their first DLC is coming out today.
is it really?
Yeah.
All right.
So I think it's just extra crafting stations and stuff like that, and hopefully more upgrading the system so it'll work even better.
Yeah.
So, and there's also a new mode, which I don't know of.
So
I forgot what it was, folks. But if you play Fallout 76, today is a good day for you, hopefully. But also on Gamer News, still related to the topic. There are other game modes for the game on the way, and what's weird is that they never add solo.
they never add solo, and
Well, they had no plans to, so far as I know. But I mean, it would be a good idea.
yeah, because
I don't know how the story would play out though, because it's all in like what they call a holotapes, and I know most people out there don't play Fallout, but if you're interested in it, it's a good game series.
Yeah.
I'd recommend starting from Fallout 3 though. The graphics will seem different, way older.
Is that Las Vegas?
Yeah, New Vegas.
Oh,
Fallout 3 doesn't work on any computer anymore nowadays. I mean, there are mods that help you with that, so I would recommend Fallout New Vegas first to give you a first glimpse look at it, or Fallout 4 or even better. Why I'm saying this is because there's it's basically cassette tapes, but they're all called holotapes for some weird reason.
oh, that's weird.
Yeah, I don't know why. What's holographic about them?
I don't know.
I don't know. This is what they're called. And that's where you get most of the quests from, or just computers, and that just seems kind of... Yeah, maybe for if you're little scavenging missions or stuff like that, but when there's... And that's all you get from it. It just seems boring. There's no emotion. You don't meet some guy who survives this entire plague thing, and now you're just you're just learning from multiple cassette tapes, and in the game they call it holotapes and stuff like that.
Oh,
So you just get the quest through them and computers and the little terminals and stuff, and it just seems boring. And you don't see an NPC that's fear-stricken or anything like that, trying to find help or something like that.
yeah.
It just seems boring. It just seems like, well, why should I care? And now they're saying there is a secret ending to the game, but how can you have a Fallout game with no ending? That's what I say.
Well, actually, how can you have a Fallout game that doesn't have a solo player mode? That's the
I
thing.
feel like some people were okay with the changes they made when the game came out. It was like, okay, it's multiplayer. It's fine. But then it's this buggy mess. I mean, not being too judgmental, it could use some still tweaking, and yeah, it might turn out great. But I think the only way for Bethesda to make everyone happy here is that they can still work on the multiplayer mode while keeping a solo mode. So in that way, when everyone's just playing solo, they have more time to work on multiplayer and stuff like that. So no one will get easily. So the whole judgment Bethesda's getting would
Yeah.
at least cease for a while. And so
Yeah.
when they all come back to multiplayer after finishing the main game, it's like, oh, okay, it's a lot better now.
Okay. Continue on to the next section of the podcast. Iowa doctors call the anti-vax bill a huge safety threat. Well, the Iowa healthcare professionals have criticized a Senate bill that would allow parents to avoid vaccinating their kids on account of philosophical beliefs. But the parents in the state can already opt out of vaccinations for religious and medical reasons. Iowa will join the likes of Arkansas and Oregon if it further expands exemptions. Local pediatric emergency room doctor Douglas Silover called the bills a huge public safety threat, and KCCI Des Moines reported parents don't realize that 50 years ago, a parent would have killed for a polio vaccine for the child when kids were dying from polio. Which I believe they're not really realizing what people would do for a vaccine back then. Yeah, now parents don't want the vaccine because they might have a fever. That's wild.
Fever? Are you serious?
Like some politicians, like Representative Stephen Holt of Denison, thinks vaccinations should be a matter of personal choice. I do not believe in the concept in this context that government should have the right to order parents to immunize their children, he told the committee room. Holt, a Republican, managed the House bill.
We all know what measles does to people, folks. We all know. as most of the people in this listening are going to be high schoolers, and we all know what measles will do.
Yeah, and it's not the first time we've actually experienced the measles outbreak too.
Yeah, and we have this government, like these doctors trying to convince these people to do it. Like, whose side are you going to choose, folks? Whose side you're going to choose?
But that's basically all we have for this episode. Unless you have anything you want to add in.
Also, folks, have a good St. Patrick's Day and a good spring break.